Let's talk about foam rolling our quadriceps. So I like to personally use a shorter foam roller for almost all of my foam rolling, but you can certainly use one of the longer versions of the foam rollers out there. And whether you like a foam roller with a little extra padding on top of it or not, it's totally up to you, whatever feels best on your body. When we are foam rolling our quads, which are the muscles on the top of the thigh here, we want to avoid the bony prominences. So you don't want to massage bone, right? It's not going to feel great and it's not necessary. So we want to avoid the kneecap, and then we want to avoid the groin, but more importantly, we want to avoid this bony prominence out here, which is the outside of the femur, the hip, and where you're mainly going to hit that is when you're foam rolling more of the outside of the thigh. Just make sure that you stay below that bony prominence. And you can feel it if you put your hand on the side of your hip and you just roll your leg in and out. You'll feel it come out a little bit on the side. You'll feel it push up against your hand. That's the bony prominence that we want to avoid. It's just not going to feel good. And again, we're not here to foam roll over bone. We're here to foam roll soft tissue. So let's get started. I like to start by foam rolling both legs at the same time, both quads at the same time, because your weight is more evenly dispersed across two legs versus one, and that typically feels better, especially if you're sore. So let's start by putting it here in front of your knees, and then you're just going to climb on top of it. And here it's above my kneecaps, and you're going to use your upper body to roll yourself up and down or forward and backward, however you're viewing this. Now, if you roll over a part of the quad where it's like, oh, it's a little extra stiff or it's a little extra sore, you can take your time over it. You can pause for a little bit and then begin to roll out slowly. You can also do shorter, smaller rolls. It just kind of depends on, what feels best to your body. And remember, we don't want this to be a torturous experience, okay? There is a way to make that a little bit more intense, so I'll show you that now if you want an extra challenge. Okay, so while you're foam rolling, you can bend your knees and then straighten your knees. Especially when you're bending your knees, you're putting your quads on more of a stretch. And that will allow for a different sensation when you're foam rolling. You'll really be getting into that soft tissue to another level and start working out some of those adhesions, some of that tightness. Okay, so let's talk about foam rolling the side of your quad. So doing this, remember, we still want to stay away from the kneecap, but we want to stay below that bony prominence at the hip too, right? So to do this is where you're really going to do this one leg at a time. And to start, I like to start somewhere in the middle of my quad. Right, like this. I've got one leg in front of me, and I've got my elbow underneath my shoulder, at least to start, to protect my shoulder joint. And remember, you are in control of how much weight you're pressing down onto the foam roller with. You can push yourself up away from the ground with your legs, with your arm, as much as you need to make this a more tolerable experience. So with this, you can kind of turn your body down a little. You can face more straight to the side to get the side of your quad. Now, to get the inside of the quad, it's typically a more awkward experience to do this. And honestly, if you're going to want to use a soft tissue technique to work out some inner thigh tightness, it may be a lot easier for you to use one of the massage sticks that are available that you can get online and just sit in a comfortable position and work some of that tension out. I might have one right here. So a massage stick instead of a foam roller. Because as you've noticed, foam rolling, it is a full body workout. So something like this. So you're getting that inner thigh You're giving your body a break. But let's say you love foam rolling and you want to foam roll your inner thigh or your inner quad. So what I found works the best is shorter strokes, I guess you could say, as they use in massage therapy. But here with foam rolling, we're using shorter foam rolls. And how I position myself is you're basically on your stomach almost. So you put that underneath your thigh, like so. And you're basically going to roll over like this. So I'm here, I'm up on my side, and then I'm rolling over. So at the pelvis, I'm kind of turning my belly button down towards the ground, and then it's back straight on. And then I'm turning my belly button down, I'm rolling down, and I'm coming back up. Where this is starting is it's more towards the knee versus towards the groin. So that's how I do that when I do want to foam roll my inner thigh. But honestly, when it comes to the inner quad or inner thigh, it's just a whole lot easier for you to use this. And you can put your body in, you know, whatever position is most comfortable for you, whether it's this type of stretch. You can do this in sitting, you can do this in standing. So your massage stick is great for the inner portion of your quad. And that is foam rolling and using the stick for your quads. So give it a try. And remember, this is something that you don't need to spend many minutes on, maybe 30 to 60 seconds per area of the quad. 2 minutes tops. And again, foam rolling works really well in conjunction with stretches. So maybe you do some foam rolling for a little bit, and then you jump into your, whether they're dynamic stretches or your long hold static stretches. Enjoy.